Where are you sending us?
Well, this is a fun one.
Star Trek Strange New Worlds returns with a new season, now streaming on Paramount+.
You are facing the finest crew in Starfleet.
Boldly go.
Any of these missions could be on us.
One step closer.
What we are about to do cannot be taken back.
To where it all began.
We've seen a lot of strange new worlds, but we'll never see something like this.
Star Trek Strange New Worlds. New season now streaming exclusively on Paramount+.
Pacifico, the crisp Mexican lager that wasn't brewed to blend in. We were made for the moments when you live like you mean it. When you don't just hear the music, you feel it. When you let the bonfire burn into the night and find places you'd never spot on a map. So when the moment calls, choose to reach for the bright yellow can. Choose yellow. Choose Pacifico. 21 plus. Discover responsibly. Pacifico Clara Beer. Imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
There's no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
From your glade.
That's when the cannibalism started.
What was that?
Yo, what up? What up? 2021. This episode. Listen, what up? What up? Yo, yo, yo.
What up? 2021.
Yo, yo, yo.
Wait.
Hey now. Raise your hands in the air, and you gotta wave them like you just don't care, especially if you're driving.
Okay, so we were just before. I don't want to pull the curtain back too much.
Yo.
Okay, but before we started show, Henry says, "Are you ready?" And then Marcus and I say, "Yeah, we're ready to go. You can start your bit." And then now that's happening.
Yo.
Yo.
I was filled with exuberance. But today's episode goes out to those of us.
That was you happy?
Yes. Unfortunately.
I punched him twice. He's back to normal.
This episode goes out to all those who used to be biggies. Now they're sort of thinnies, but you know what that makes you? It makes you a flappy.
Or still a biggie. Who cares? Have fun with it.
This episode goes out to the flappies out there because this shit's all about if you got folds. You know what those are? Those are pockets for money. I mean it. Use your folds.
Remember the kangaroo shoe that had the little zipper? You could put 1 quarter in. Mm-hmm. You can do that under your tit.
You can. And today, again, if you got extra space, you also have extra space for opportunities.
Absolutely. Right. Welcome to the last podcast on the left, everyone. I am Ben, hanging out with Henry and Marcus. This is a very exciting episode.
Sure.
Dare I say, you know, if I do anything, I'm going to bring it up. I brought this story to your attention. And if I do anything in the production side of this specific show, I rant about it. Now, where is my thank you? Where is my thank you?
In multiple texts and conversations, that's where your thank you was.
Where's my public thank you?
All right, dog meat, you want to do a 1-2? Let's do it for Kissel. You know why? In the name of healing and unity in this country, let us give us what he needs. 1, 2,
all right, today's
3.
episode, it's about the wild world. Thank you. Today's episode... It's about the wild world of Polyphagia.
It's not that wild in real life, but this story
Honestly, it is a little
I think
wild.
it's pretty wild.
I think it's
pretty wild, yeah. Now, before we get into anything, let's acknowledge our source for all this. The source is The Two-Headed Boy and Other Medical Marvels by Jan Bondison, which is a wonderful book for anyone who enjoys the sorts of stories we'll be telling today. I fucking love this book.
Oh my God. Remember when we went to the Mutter Museum? Or was I alone? Super hungover
We were
in
both
Philly?
alone. And we were both alone and hungover in the Mutter Museum. And I threw up outside of it.
The smell of formaldehyde and looking at skeleton conjoined twins is a hangover I had no idea I didn't need.
Yeah, this story, lay it out, dog meat.
Now, today's story is not necessarily one of murder and mayhem, although it certainly is disgusting, and it absolutely involves more than a few dead bodies, so don't go worrying about that. We're going to get to some death.
I will say, though, unfortunately, this episode is really light on castration. I miss it almost. Already,
you really do.
I miss it.
We talked about it ad nauseum for damn near a month.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, today we're going to be talking about men from the past who have suffered from a condition known as polyphagia. Well, essentially, these are men who eat anything, but usually have a taste for objects normal folk would find revolting, inedible, or both.
Now, polyphagia on the light side is normally a symptom of diabetes. It also comes up sometimes if you have it's a weird thing that it attaches itself to certain types of like syndromes and kind of shit. Like, so on one level, it's debilitating and awful, but at another level, it can be turned into a career.
Yeah, absolutely. All these people needed was YouTube, and they would have been huge.
Yeah, these are mukbangers.
Oh, these are mukbangers?
Isn't that what mukbanging is?
Mukbang is when they eat that weird food that has the shell on it, but then it's really big and long, like a weird, like alien dick.
You talking about shellfish?
Yeah, but it's like that really long one.
Oh, you're talking about a
mussle?
No,
Maybe
a
it's
geoduck.
Something like that.
Yeah, but they're delicious. You've ever had it? So it's actually very good. Gooey duck. But mukbang is more often, I believe it is small women or bigger women, men maybe too, but they eat food sloppily. And they eat it and they smack it around. They have a big old meal, and then you see the big distended stomach again. I don't want to get riled up.
Well, there was a YouTube conspiracy hole, and I'm totally blanking on the name of the woman, but there was a woman who was forced to eat on YouTube, and then she disappeared, and no one knows where she is. But off camera, you could hear a man be like, "Eat more."
Wait a second. Was that Ricky Lake?
Ricky Lake. I love Ricky Lake. Great in Hairspray.
Yes, she was. Yeah, absolutely. The condition, and also Crybaby.
Yes.
The condition of polyphagia is related to, but is not specific to, a different condition called pica, which is a psychological disorder characterized by an appetite for substances that largely give no nutritional value whatsoever, like hair, plastic, or I think there was one woman on an episode of My Strange Addiction that ate drywall.
Oh my goodness, I thought you were going to mention the woman who ate toilet paper, which, by the way, fruit by the foot? Fuck you. How about toilet paper by the roll?
Mile.
Yes. How she literally she would put it up to her mouth and roll it in. And man, I wish I liked it because it was such a great way to eat.
If it was pasta, then you'd become a mayor in Italy.
Yeah. But My Strange Addiction was pretty much just people with pica for the most part, except for the people who took the coffee enemas 3 times a day.
My mother did a coffee enema, and she has never been better. She did it 50 years ago, and she is still alive today.
Oh, it's time. Oh, Kissel. Oh, Benjamin, time for me to sit down and have a bit of my Juan Valdez.
Yeah, you think my mom called me Kissel? Hey, Kissel, come in here. Check out my gaper. No, shut up. Why did you make me do that?
I did listen to a audio documentary talking about pica, and it also comes up in pregnant women if they have very low, incredibly low doses of iron, or like they have iron deficiency. And one woman was talking about how she would vacuum and then open up the vacuum bag, and the dust at the bottom of the vacuum bag would make her stomach so rumbly, and she gets so hungry that she'd just start eating it with a spoon.
Oh, God. Well, I guess there's someone there, but thank God for them. Why? Before vacuums, because then you just grab them by their ankles and you just roll over your carpet.
I love my new Hoover bitch.
Well, one example of a pecan was an Irishman named Francis Battaglia, who lived in England in the 19th century. Billed as the Stone Eater, Battaglia made a living in London by chewing and swallowing large plates of stone and gravel, then shaking his body violently so the audience could hear the rocks rustling around in his stomach.
Oh, he's like a little bird.
In another country there. If this was another country, they'd call me Mr. Maraca.
Oh, isn't that nice? It is fun.
Well, the story that they gave was that Battaglia had been shipwrecked off the Norwegian coast, and he'd spent 13 years surviving on rocks before being saved by a passing ship. By then, his diet had shifted permanently to mineral-based meals.
I don't know how many times I sit in my own home that has edible food groceries. Yeah, and I just sit there and you're like, I don't got anything to eat that I like. And you just sit there all pouty and be like, I don't want chips. I don't want beans. I don't want pasta.
You want rocks.
No, I'm just saying, this guy, he just fucking ate rocks, dude.
Yeah. I mean, there's a part of me, not joking, that is extremely jealous of the fact that they see food everywhere. It's like that movie, Meatballs from Sky, the Sky Meatballs.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
I don't want a weather
report, okay? I'm just saying, but can you imagine that if the whole world, you saw a building, obviously we see brick, they see lasagna.
Garfield syndrome.
Exactly.
But Francis Battaglia, by all accounts, walked the walk, and during his frequent shows, he would grind stones and pebbles between his powerful jaws, making a horrible crunching sound, presumably until all of his teeth were broken and he could no longer perform.
Man, I got a fucking night guard.
Yeah, this guy, I mean...
My teeth can't even handle my own teeth.
It reminds, honestly, when I was a kid, we had to go see, I think they were called like the Big Horny Power Force. But do you remember that Christian group of dudes who were obviously on steroids who would be like, Jesus helps me bend metal?
And it's like, must have been a Midwest thing.
I forget what they were called, but this guy easily could have spun this into like, Jesus gives me the power to crunch rocks with my mouth. Now give me money.
Yeah, see, my priest took us to this act called the Caterpillar Boys.
Oh, my.
Where these guys, they fit into each other almost like Legos. It was amazing to see that 3-armed, almost like a Indian god, with the way its arms would go back and forth, and then they would eat a baguette and let it slide through each one of them until it came out the very last one of them.
That is simply the Catholic version of Human Centipede.
Whoa.
Interestingly, though, the consumption of strange and disgusting objects became a bit of a fad in England for a short period of time. A newspaper article from London, printed in March of 1778, ran this short notice.
Amongst the curious bets of the day may be reckoned the following. The Duke of Bedford has bet 1,000 guineas with Lord Barrymore that he eats a live cat. It is said his lordship grounds his chances upon having already made the experiment upon a kitten. The cat is to be fed as Lord Barrymore may choose.
I am just so happy that the same people who said the internet is going to make us smarter flashback were the same people with a printing press. Once we get the information to the people, they're going to be brilliant.
Well, everyone will be enlightened.
It matters what you put on it.
I bet I could eat a cat.
We're going to put that on the front page. What about that plague that's happening?
Shush. We don't want to fuck with the gold and stock market, literally a market where they sell stocks.
Yeah.
Now, for some reason, the people of London responded to this strange bet between noblemen, not with revulsion, but extreme curiosity. So much so that the newspaper ran a follow-up story based on further reportage under a headline that simply said, cat eating.
That's it. Simple. It's like that with Bad Neighbors, those Seth Rogen movies.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Marcus, I'm actually going to have to call you out. I'm going to call Henry out as well. I'm going to call myself out. We would be on the fucking front lines.
Buddy.
I would be wearing a cat hat. I would be like, get that cat. I would be putting bets down.
Tail first.
Tail. He didn't do that. Oh, he did the tail first. You won that prop bet.
Because my thing is, if I go tail first, because the tail's like spaghetti.
And of course, in old England, they talked like rural rednecks.
It's our scenario.
But you know we'd be there. That's the same thing with the Roman Colosseum. I would have watched those people getting eaten every day.
Splattered with blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all the people that are upset about the cat eating, don't worry, a baby will be eaten later.
Yay!
Oh, great.
Well, in that follow-up article, an authority on blood sports pointed out that the bet was not without its precedent in the annals of sporting. He said that he himself had witnessed, quote, an imbecile Irishman eat 5 fox cubs after a crowd ponied up 50 pounds.
I just love that the big, fat, stupid friend in every friend group has always been there. Since the beginning of human society, there's always a guy that will eat something for money.
Every single friend group has that person. Eat the worms, eat the bugs. You think that person's going to go on to a career of comedy. They go in to being a lawyer, and then we go in to be doing comedy.
Or selling sex swings, or like being a senator. And
you never know.
Jackie was the one of her friend group. I'm not saying this, but Jackie used to eat things for attention as well.
Really?
I was not an eat things for attention person. Would you think I would be?
I could see it.
But I wasn't, unfortunately.
Okay.
But Jackie did. She did eat some things for fun and
got
money and profit.
Well, you have to make that cash.
But of course, Lord Barrymore responded to the notice accusing him of potential cat eating by saying that this had all just been a big misunderstanding.
Calm down, calm down. They're just large rats.
He claimed that he did not say he could eat a cat, but rather that he could find a man who could eat a cat.
You think I can't find a guy who can eat a cat? All right, give me 3 p.m. 3 p.m. I'll get you a guy who can eat a cat.
How are you going to find this guy?
I'll find a guy who can eat a cat.
Okay.
All right, so don't worry about that.
I guess I won't.
It is, however, unknown if he managed to find a cat eater. There was not a follow-up to the story.
Whatever.
But weren't people actually hungry back then?
Yeah.
You could probably eat a cat if you were starving, right? I mean, it's not that outside of the realm of edibility.
It's eating a cat. It's eating a living cat whole as the cat is still alive.
Well, I'm certain you break its neck or you bite its throat. If I were to eat a cat truly and I was going to really get into it,
right.
I guess you go right for the throat first. You pin its face closed with a closed mitt. Right, you get some kind of like big either mesh mitt or some big cloth. You wrap it around its head till it fucking can't move, and you pin its arms with your hands. Right, you grab its little legs in the back like
this
you
is
need a
getting
fucking
really dark.
No, but I mean, then you just dig your face into its throat because you just want to. Because it's the first couple moments that are gonna be the worst. And the
That's what
hardest.
happens when the average Polishman meets with the imbecile Irishman. They come up with a lot of ideas.
You mean the manager and the talent?
Absolutely. Well, I've been fighting with Jerry quite a bit. He's about the size of a large cat. That's actually a good technique, Henry.
But that didn't mean that cat eating wasn't happening. Quite the opposite. And if you want to know how it was done, I can tell you. In January of 1790, a man ate a 9-pound cat on a bet at a pub in Windsor. And the incident was actually written up as news in a publication called Sporting Magazine.
Oh, God. Sporting Magazine does sound like one of those like vaguely innocent sounding magazines, and you open it up and it's just a woman dressed as George Washington taking a shit in a glass.
Sporting Magazine. I get it. A question, though, true question. Do you shave the cat?
We'll get into it.
Okay.
We'll get into it. The Sporting Magazine article said concerning the action of eating the cat that, quote,
"The man-monster made a formidable attack on the head of this antagonist, and with related bites, soon deprived it of its existence."
For some reason, I feel like cats are serial killers. They know the game they're playing. And if we're going to have to kill any domesticated animal, I don't want to say it.
They're the
just
natural
saying
hunters.
Cats are, you know how many birds they kill a year. Every time your cat goes out and comes home, you're like, oh, what a cute adventure it must have had. It just left a family without a father. Because that's what cats do. They are brutal serial killers.
You're like in the weird world of Fievel, where you view the cats as like, fucking criminals of war.
Yes, indeed. There's no cats in America because the imbecile Irishmans ate all of them.
Well, this man ate the cat whole, fur and all, leaving only, I mean, it's part of the bet. That's what you get. The bet is to eat the cat, start with a living cat, eat the cat whole, fur and all, leave the bones, and he left the bones, quote, as a memorial of a most astonishing instance of the exercise of brutal appetite and the degradation of human nature.
Because honestly, I've mostly heard that, to be frank, on the dumber side of the Irish, there's not a lot of pussy eating going on.
Yeah, could be. I mean, I actually don't know if that's true. It seems like procreation on that side of the intellectual spectrum seems to flourish.
But it's gushing inside. I don't think there's a lot of like clit mining going on in the hills outside of Dublin. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's a theory.
Bog people got to know how to pleasure a woman.
Oh, well, if you're working in the bog all day up to the waist and you come home and you're like, well, we eat my pussy. I don't want to do. Eat my pussy. Why don't you eat my pussy? That's gross. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Then what is it?
It's
not even Irish. That's Scottish.
What is it then?
It's underneath all the bog juice.
I'm not finding it.
It's gross.
Master thespians both.
Oh, indeed.
Hey, what do you want from us?
Indeed.
Later, though, the same man who ate the cat while hanging around in the same pub where he ate the cat, he took a machete and very suddenly and without reason hacked off his own hand.
Wait, what?
It's just to show you I mean business.
What business? What business do you mean?
Because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but now you don't have a hand, bro.
Yeah, dude.
I don't
give a fuck. But I never gave a fuck about even giving a fuck.
I don't. You don't.
I'll cut off my dick.
Well, don't.
I'll do it.
Well, then do it. Ow, 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 ow. Let's just eat another cat.
But as far as polyphagists go, our man in the pub was merely a rank amateur. The professionals were men like Nicholas Wood, a.k.a. the Great Eater of Kent.
Oh, yeah.
Wood, a simple servant, became locally famous in his native Kent after eating a whole hog in one sitting.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, how big was the hog?
It's a big hog.
Oh, yeah,
it's a full hog. It's a
full
big
hog.
hog.
Okay.
Was it dead?
Yeah, it was dead. It was just like, hey, there's a hog, eat the hog. And
Was it
Nicholas said,
smoked?
okay, I'll eat the hog. No, it was just, I think it was raw because most of these guys like eating stuff raw. So I think it was just a dead hog. He ate a dead hog, which is different from eating pork.
It is.
Oink, oink.
Thank you, Kissel. That is what the sound they make.
Oink, oink.
And this is what happens when he provides production material.
I wrote that down, actually. Hold on. Let me look at my notebook for the show.
Oh, yeah. He's being a real Mark Maron right now.
Oink, oink.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Well, soon, the noblemen of the area got wind of Wood's talents and began inviting him to their estates for demonstrations of his abilities.
Oh, wait. This made him more popular?
Dude, it was his skill. It was his thing.
Okay.
He was actually, in Jan Bondison's book, he was described as a local hero.
That's great.
Amongst the lower classes.
Eat a lot. We all like people who eat big.
Well, this is why we are living in a better time, because now I have to remember my favorite gal. Go home, cook some soups, eat some bread.
Yeah, fancy. I remember.
But at least we're eating bread and soups nowadays.
She died at the Capitol uprising.
She did not die. She did not invade the Capitol. She's getting fat and sassy. Maybe her husband and her sons went.
She wasn't attributed to the raid because she fell through a manhole cover. And she drowned in the
Do
soup.
not ever demean the woman that I can't remember the name of.
But as noblemen are wont to do, they treated Nicholas Wood as a plaything, less than human, and pushed him almost to the point of death for their own amusement.
We would never do that now. Hold on a second. I gotta look at Pig Swallow on YouTube. Apparently he's eating a light bulb at noon.
Listen, guys, we got to get into the pig swallow community. This is big. This is the next thing.
What was the name of that one guy? Jabba the Mutt or something like that? What the hell was the name of that fat fuck who used to eat nails and stuff, and then it turned out he got a massive stomach problem, and I think he's dead now.
Yeah.
He was one of the first YouTube guys.
What a great story.
There was Shoe Nice.
Shoe Nice.
Shoe Nice. Yeah.
He turned out to be
he ruined
deeply,
his life.
He's
Yeah.
deeply troubled. Yes.
That's what happens.
Deeply troubled.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you follow your dreams too far.
Yeah.
Well, at one estate, Wood was made to eat an entire banquet's worth of food, which caused his stomach to distend to the size of a large balloon.
We've all been there.
I think I've got to the end of it. I think I've got to the very
Remember when Oprah said she ate 6 pounds of mac and cheese?
I do.
This is probably equivalent.
Well, Wood was near death and losing consciousness.
Oh, in and out.
So servants smeared fat on his belly to help the distension.
Get it in the button. You're going to want to get it there in the button there. Get it underneath there. Oh, yeah.
So hold on.
There's a lot of butter.
Tell me somebody was like, my name is Don Pillsbury, and I just found myself the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Well,
I think we're going to be loaded.
If this was an Eddie Redmayne film, Don Pillsbury, played by him, he'd have a big weird mouth, and he'd have kind of a limp for some reason. Sure. And then he'd look through the window and see the big fat man, and he'd go, "Oh, you've got it."
I'm just happy you were able to shoehorn in your hatred for Mr. Redmayne, again, completely unwarranted.
Killed 2 girls in 2006.
He did not kill any girls.
Well, Nicholas Wood survived. But the next day, the nobleman who had hosted Wood's gluttony decided to humiliate Wood publicly for causing a fuss and dragged him from his sickbed to be placed in the public stocks to be ridiculed by the townsfolk.
Not feeling good. Don't like being out here, but at the same time, I'm glad that the stocks are doing well.
Isn't that nice? Oh, the stock market.
Again, it's all about manipulating the stocks.
I'm so happy you're getting into investing. More fun for the people let's just say we're regular guys, right? So we're there.
Yeah, we're 3 guys. I fucking love stickball. I love wings, and I love seeing. I love the ability to see.
Very good. So the royalty get to see him eat a bunch, but how fun would it be to see how much he pooped? That would be what we would do. We would look at the stocks and be like, he's gonna poop.
I mean, he'd be shitting himself in the stocks. Yeah, I mean, I'd be hanging out for a while. I definitely would get a coffee in the morning and watch him for a bit, and then go home and do my work, and then come back maybe at night with a beer and watch him for a bit and see how much he shits or whatever. And see, watch him yell, because I'm certain he'll be like, "Get me out of here! Get me out of here!" And he's gonna go, and he'll go "You're staying in there. You're staying in there now." That's a whole show.
I love the stocks.
Well, we will get into the defecation habits of these men later on.
Woohoo!
It's interesting.
I know!
But despite this little hiccup, Wood soon made a comeback and won a bet from a nobleman named Lord Wotan by eating 7 dozen rabbits in a single sitting.
Oh my God.
He's like Kraken.
I guess.
Eventually, word of Wood's talents reached London, and he was invited to perform at a bear pit in Bankside, which was usually where people would watch, among other things, men fighting bears. Or, in one historically documented instance, dogs fighting an ape tied to a horse.
Honestly, dude, you get a fucking guy, a pretty, even substandard metal band playing behind that.
Right.
I'll go see that in a fucking second.
Yeah, all right.
A dog fighting, just the process of watching the ape get tied to the horse is kind of fun.
We're called non-Slipknot. We're like Slipknot, but we wear those shoes that are very comfortable when you work at McDonald's. Yeah, Gripknot.
However, when it came time for Nicholas Wood to make his London debut, he was struck with a bout of stage fright and had besides, just days earlier, lost all but one of his teeth after being tricked into eating a shoulder of mutton, bones and all.
You know what, honestly, which is really fucking ironic, same thing happened with Adele.
Isn't that sad? Love Adele. Leave her
Stage
alone
fright.
no matter what. Adele is
Let her eat her whole side of mutton in peace.
Or let her not. Whatever she wants to do.
So instead of performing at the bear pit, where Nicholas Wood might not have even been the weirdest thing seen that day, Wood escaped from his lodgings and was never heard from again.
Wow.
Oh, no
He was
kidding.
fine with private shows. It was just a big public show that he couldn't handle.
Hold on, young Timothy. If you listen very closely, you can hear the fart of the man who once ate 12 dozen rabbits.
Cuts to the theme of Edward Scissorhands playing as the shit particles come from the sky and be like, it never used to brown snow.
Now stick out your tongue and take it in.
Even though the English had their fair share of polyphagists, no country even came close to matching how many famous medical gluttons came out of the country of France.
I honestly wonder why, because France is also they are the heads of the progenitors of gourmand eating, right? Like gourmet food, and they've celebrated food as an art probably longer than many other civilizations. I'm not quite certain, but
I think what it is, I think it's kind of the same reason why, everyone says like, oh, America has the most serial killers. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily that we have the most serial killers. It's just that we're very good at identifying serial killers.
We got the best serial killers.
In America, we catch serial killers, which is not necessarily the truth in other places. Not always. And I think it's just that for some reason the French were specifically fascinated with polyphagists. And so they talked about polyphagists a lot. They wrote about them. They made plays about these guys.
Yeah, and they were performers of the day, too. So they were interested in them as performers, where we had acting and shit in America. But America was so, especially at this time period, the very beginning of America, we were so puritanical and we were so locked down that I wonder maybe that censorship is why we didn't get a man eating a bunch of cats right while they were making the Constitution.
Well, we had to kill we were fighting. We had a lot of fighting to do. We were
I know
very
so
busy.
much about everything.
I know you do, buddy. That's why you have a podcast.
Yep. It's that easy.
Can we, first of all, I think America has more celebrity serial killers because we make them celebrities and things like that. And they made these food consumer celebrities over there. Can we just stop with the notion that the French are romantic? I don't understand. It's the wine, the cheese, they burp, they fart.
It is romantic
there is
food.
Nothing romantic about the French. I don't even understand why people started thinking that.
You're going to ruin our whole gay
the French.
Paris tour.
No, I love the French. I'm just saying, it's not like it smell like it's anyway. It's like Wisconsin with a little bit more dignity.
Wow, that's a hot take.
Well, for one, a contemporary of the aforementioned English stone eater was a Frenchman named Monsieur Dufour. Unlike Nicholas Wood, Dufour was a seasoned performer and executed entire shows that were almost solely composed of him sitting on stage and eating a 4-course meal made up of disgusting and strange food.
Okay.
In one show, he started his meal by eating poisonous snakes boiled in simmering oils, along with thistles and spiny burdocks.
Okay.
For the main course, he had roast owl, toads, flies, crickets, spiders, and caterpillars by the handful.
In 5 years, you will pay $150 for that meal.
Exactly.
For the encore, he swallowed the still burning candles on the table, washed them down with a flaming glass of brandy, and ended the show by swallowing the contents of an oil lamp and opening his mouth to show it fully engulfed in flames.
It's fucking metal, dude.
This has been a very strange episode of Beat Bobby Flay. Very strange.
But my father became known by his friends as, they called him the Flamin' Lips, because he used to take those burning shots where they used to line up the shots and he used to go, and on his motorcycle he showed me they'd painted a pair of lips with flames coming out the side of it. And then I just think about like how I look just like him.
Right.
Like
so
at the
you're
same
like,
age.
Yeah.
So this guy, Henry Zabrowski.
Flamin' Lips.
Yeah. Same lips. Little tongue.
We'll get your father drunk, and we're going to hear a lot about the non-gay sex he had with men.
There were some women in there.
Nothing gay about it.
He was gay for beer.
Well, that's not to say all French polyphagists were stars of the stage. Some, like Charles Domery, who was recorded by the French army to have eaten 174 cats over the course of a year, were mostly revolting curiosities.
My favorite kind.
Yeah.
Although Domery was Polish, he served in the Prussian army, but deserted to the French because the French army gave you more food.
That's it's about the simple things.
So
and you really have
Polish.
to set your boundaries as a person about what you need and what you expect from your employer.
So frickin' Polish. It's just like the invasion. It's like if he invaded Iraq. He invaded Iraq in 2003 and defected because of falafel.
It's gross. It's dry.
If no food was available, Domery would eat 4 or 5 pounds of grass every day to satisfy his appetite.
Sounds like Wendy.
Yeah.
His claim to fame was that while serving as a sailor, a fellow seaman had his leg shot off by a cannon, and Domery grabbed the severed appendage off the floor and began eating it then and there before the other soldiers wrestled it away.
I just it would be so fun to be in that scenario because everyone's in shock. A fucking cannon ripped through this thing. It ripped off your buddy's leg. Everybody's screaming, going like, get down, get down.
Right.
And then he just sees the leg and he just runs towards it and he's like, it's lunchtime.
Yeah.
And just immediately, there's like eating on it, and they all have to go, they're all shocked, and they have to look at him for a second and go, stop that.
Yeah. In the middle of the war, you got to be like, that's too
Stop
gross.
it. Put
Too
it
gross.
down.
I think for him, it was, I think it seems like a lot of these guys do end up eating human flesh at some point, but it's usually dead. I think they're always very, very curious about it. And I think Domery at this point in time just saw the opportunity. I can finally eat human flesh and not kill anybody. It's just there. So I'm going to fucking do it.
Well, part of one of the documentaries I watched in Polyphagia is that some people, it's not just the eating of it, it is the need to do it. It's the feeling of hunger. It is the fact that you become ravenous and uncontrollable. You lose impulse control. Like there's some people that will eat trash. They eat inedible objects. They literally go, and there was one story of a little kid that had polyphagia and they had to close all of the cupboards had to be padlocked because he couldn't get into it. And one time if they left them open, he ate like a dozen raw eggs and all his raw sausage, and he'll just eat fucking whatever. And he was like picking shit off the ground and eating it because he can't. It's like a compulsive.
Well, I mean, honestly, that house doesn't need to lock up anything. Just get a bunch of Mr. Yuck stickers. Remember the Mr. Yuck sticker, the little green sticker? I say yuck. That means then you knew it was bad. You know Mr. Yuck stickers.
Mr. Yuck stickers?
I have no idea what the Mr. Yuck
green
sticker.
The green sticker that was sold as Mr. Yuck stickers, so the kids don't know it's yuck, like it's bad for you.
What?
Really?
I have no idea.
No, I have no
Did your
clue.
family did your family have a problem with you just eating yucky things?
Yeah, a Mr. Yuck sticker just sounds like a sticker a priest would put on a child, be like, did this one already.
Would you just stop about how you were never molested?
I didn't want it.
Jeez. No, I remember those. They worked.
Well, when Domery was captured by the British and put in a military prison, he ate the prison cat, at least 20 rats, and any candles he could find. The British, naturally fascinated, decided to run an experiment and fed him 16 pounds of raw cow's udders and 4 bottles of dark beer, which Domri ate without defecating, urinating, or vomiting.
Is this Holden McNeely at the fucking dinner table?
Also, can we just, like, air quotes the word experiment? What's the conclusion? Oh, I mean, what? He shat.
Yep.
Like, what do you think is going to happen?
That is the great experiment, isn't it?
Well, after being released, he disappeared from the pages of history, and no one knows what happened to Charles Domri.
All these guys are afraid of appearing weak, and so they immediately retire.
Okay.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is an all-in-one website platform that helps you stand out online. Yes, that's right. You don't have to smash your face with a hammer. You can just start a business. It's got everything you need on Squarespace, from securing your domain to building a professional site and showcasing your work all in one place. Let's say you want to show everybody how you can carve your ribs out of your lower abdomen so that you look more like a Ken doll. That's amazing. You can bring your vision to life with AI-powered design or curated templates, plus flexible editing tools that helps you create something that truly reflects your style, especially if you are somebody that is trying to corrupt the young men of America. That's what Squarespace is really going to help you. Squarespace makes it easy. It makes it easy for you to put all that together, and you just go to Squarespace and do it all. Thanks, Braden. Head to squarespace.com/left for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code LEFT to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. This is a paid ad by BetterHelp. You know, stigma shows up in a lot of different places. I know I had to explain to my handyman about the devil imagery in my home. I had to explain that in our home, El Diablo es bueno. And he reluctantly agreed. I think largely just because he was in my home and he was scared. But over time, he began to see, the devil can be my amigo. See, even in 2026, stigma can get in the way of a lot of things, right? My handyman almost didn't put up my floating media cabinet, right? You got to get support for your mental health. Maybe you've encouraged friends to consider therapy while avoiding taking the first step yourself because you're busy, worried what others will think, or telling yourself you should handle it alone. No, you need a team. Get therapy with BetterHelp, the world's largest online therapy platform. Give me a space to slow down and talk through what's building before it feels unmanageable. So let's take a short questionnaire to identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp will handle the initial therapist matching work for you. Their industry-leading match rate means BetterHelp typically gets it right the first time. Feel confident knowing BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of ethics and are fully qualified. So don't let hesitation hold you back. Find support with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/lastpod. That's betterhelp.com/lastpod.
Hey there, everybody. Is your cell phone bill too much money? Are you getting that bill and you're like, hey, what is this? I can't believe for what? For 5G? Are you crazy right now? $100? I don't even barely got any bars when I'm just sitting in my living room, okay? You don't have to deal with that anymore. Are you ready for this? $15 a month. That's right, $15 a month on Mint Mobile. Yeah, baby. Get their wireless plan, because they're just sitting there on the T-Mobile 5G network, and it's just $15. Your whole life, you're just paying all this money every month. You're like, why? Where's it going? It's going to these phone companies that are robbing you. So go to Mint Mobile. Let them help you talk to your mom. So get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's mintmobile.com/LPOTL. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/LPOTL. That's it. There's no catch. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, $180 for 12 months. Plan required, $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when the network is busy. Includes up to 20 gigabytes hotspot. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See mintmobile.com.
Then there was the slightly more respected Monsieur Bijou. Bijou specialized in the most disgusting of meals and once devoured the diseased carcass of a lion after it had been sitting dead in its cage for days.
It's not good.
In addition to being a famous glutton, Bijou also considered himself a great naturalist who had an elaborate system of classifying animals based solely on the appearance of their excrement, and he kept a large collection of fecal matter displayed in a private museum.
Wait, this is just the kind of guy. The future generations of them just like hung out with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't understand.
Having a shit museum is so specific, and it's, I mean, again, I guess someone has to have it. Someone has to have one.
Do this.
Right?
Side stories, lpotl@gmail.com. This is the question. Doesn't shit go bad? Doesn't
I don't know.
Dissolve
I think
at some point? Doesn't it just go? Because it's biological. Doesn't it go away?
Isn't it kind
Well,
of
if you keep
opposite?
it in an airtight box, then it's gonna crust up and harden, and I'm sure you're gonna have it for the very least your lifetime. And this is a private museum. This is for his own personal use.
Yeah, and he liked to walk around. He had the headphones on, and he did his own tape. You know what I mean? It's like, we remember when we found this shite. Yes, crumbly, wasn't it? But each one is like, but shit starts bad and then slowly becomes rocks.
Yeah. Oh, okay, all right.
Here comes rocks. So do you think rocks are just shit?
Sometimes.
Just shoot us an email and let us know how you preserve shit. Because I have no idea how you do it.
Well, perhaps the most interesting of French polyphagists was a man known simply as Terrar.
This is the man. This is the real star.
This is
out
the
of all
goat.
these. Terrar, we're gonna put it like he was the Ryan Gosling of loose-skinned frog, fucking weird fucks. I don't know what you'd call this guy.
I like Ryan Reynolds better in the Battle of the Ryans. Whoa. I like Ryan Reynolds because he's truly funny and he's very handsome and I love him. And honestly, if I could be one person, I would want to be him. But I couldn't handle it because of the pressure.
He's a lot of pressure. It's hard to be Ryan Reynolds, isn't it?
He's perfect.
Now, Terrar might have been his real name, but it's most likely a nickname stemming from a saying that was popular at the time. When someone observed a powerful explosion, it was fashionable to say, "Bom bom Terrar." And our man Terrar farted so loudly, so often, and with such scent that Terrar became the best way to describe him.
A lot of people in the beginning were calling me the fishy tuba, but I just started crying.
Well, fishy tuba, it doesn't necessarily smell so fishy, so that wasn't an appropriate name, was it?
Yeah, because my bottom, it makes all sorts of mischief.
No, I remember when we, oh man, there was the clip of us doing the last stream on the left where you played that character with the football game.
The equipment manager. Yeah, Spinny.
Yeah,
Spinny, the equipment manager.
Spinny, the equipment manager. Oh man, that's fun.
Well, born in the French countryside just outside of Lyon, Terrar's parents kicked him out of the house when he was a teenager after his appetite grew to such heights that they could no longer afford to keep him as a family member.
Man, that's like getting rid of a Pomeranian.
Yeah, they are very hungry, very hungry.
He spent years in the company of robbers and vagabonds until a quack selling snake oil employed him as a clown, eating stones, corks, and live animals, again, mostly cats, to attract a crowd while the charlatan hawked his wares.
I'm actually a pretty professional performer.
You are.
I'll do almost anything for tips. And that's where you can catch me on twitch.tv/TerrarZone. And we're going to be doing all sorts of, I'm going to eat all sorts of things, but I better not show any pictures of balls or anything, because that would be inappropriate.
No, Spinny, that's inappropriate. You can't show balls, but you can show people getting beheaded, and you can show a lot of violence, and you can eat whatever you want on Twitch.
I'll eat a big head.
You can eat a big head. Yeah, big ham or big head. Whatever you want to do. Yeah, no, the French have
I'd definitely rather be head than be butt.
You, my friend, you are the Yogi Berra of this show. You the hidden gems The wisdom that you give, the insight is unbelievable. The French fart, the flatulence of the French cannot be underestimated or misunderstood to the power. Like, the power is so freaking strong. Andre the Giant, I just rewatched the documentary. 20 minutes of it's only an hour and 20-minute documentary. 20 minutes is just on how he farted loud. Mm-hmm. That was like, and I'm
were
watching the
fascinated by
documentary.
how loud he farted.
Can you just edit that out of my documentary? Can you just, I'm just going to let everyone know I have been known to fart every now and again. Everyone toots. I read a book about it. But just, you don't need to put it in the definitive documentary about my life.
You fart big, but you don't fart loud.
No.
Yeah. Well, actually, the French loved farting so much that one of the most popular performers in France in the first half of the 20th century was a man named Le Pétomane. He was a flatulist, which is a professional farter, and he was insanely popular because he would fart symphonies, he would fart conversations.
That's a real skill.
It was a real skill, yeah. It's like, Fartin' Gary. Remember the Mr. Show sketch, Fartin' Gary?
Of course. How could I forget?
This is Fartin' Gary, but imagine if an entire country was in love with Fartin' Gary.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he was the coolest guy in the room.
Well, he always is.
The only guy in the room.
That's true.
Well, in 1788, Tarrare left his partner and traveled to Paris to strike out on his own, swallowing entire baskets of apples one by one, completely whole, all for a few coins from passersby on the street.
You wouldn't believe it. I got into a train the other day, and it's incredible to be inside of a sandwich that can take you to London.
Isn't that nice? I have to say, the apples, so far, not bad. Everyone can eat a lot of apples. That's not so bad. I know people that...
I can eat one apple.
Yes, but in this case, it's better than a cat.
Well, he's shoving entire apples into his mouth and swallowing them whole. He's not just like eating an apple because he also had uncommonly large jaws. He could pretty much he could unhinge his jaw like a snake and just fucking shove stuff in.
Apparently his mouth was close to 6 inches wide.
Holy
he had
hell.
A massive mouth, and his face would hang like he was built for this.
I think I've seen some videotapes of something similar.
But such displays were not without risk. After one performance, Tarrare was rushed to the hospital with an acute intestinal obstruction. But as soon as a purgative was applied, Tarrare offered to swallow the surgeon's watch and chain just to show that he still got it.
Let me do it. I'm like a little cupboard for jewelry.
Why would you not do that? This is why you're in the hospital.
Because the whole time you're sitting there and you're looking at simple Tarrare and you're just like, God damn it, Tarrare, what I wouldn't give to see it, but technically I just pulled a watch out of you. But do you think that when he did a purgative, like at the time, is that like something something makes you throw up, or is that straight up like fucking rock terrio, like blowing an enema back up your asshole?
It's something that makes you throw. I don't know if they had like the charcoal, the whole like charcoal stomach pump thing going on at this point, but it's definitely like I don't know, maybe castor oil. I don't know what they use.
I think what you got to do, those sex machines that just pound and give women terrible expectations of what a man can do.
I don't think you start with that a lot of times. A lot of times they build to that.
You put him on all fours. You put one of those in his mouth and one of those in his butt, and you just turn him on and see if you can't shake it out either end.
Okay.
Well, Tarrare then joined the French army just as the Revolutionary Wars were kicking off. But the thing about Tarrare was that his urge to eat was an actual medical malady. And if he didn't consume at the level that his body demanded, a crippling fatigue would set in.
Oh. That's a very common sign of polyphagia.
So, after he washed out due to his condition, he was sent to military doctors who were again fascinated.
Absolutely fascinating.
See, from accounts, Tarrare's belly hung like a huge leather bag that had to be wrapped around his waist when it was empty.
That's called being a flappy. You got to be resourceful. Sometimes you got to turn your belly into clothes.
Absolutely. Never nude.
But after Tarrare ate one of his enormous meals, the paunch would distend and become disturbingly full.
I'm big.
Huh.
I imagine it to look kind of like remember the final monster from Dead Alive?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
I imagine him to look a lot like that.
I got to see him as a big, drunk, frog-like version of what's that pink thing?
The pink thing. Kirby from the video games?
Yeah.
He also kind of reminds me of Bastion Booger, the short-lived professional wrestler whose entire thing technically was this. He would eat a lot of food and then sit on an opponent's face.
Bastion Booger was my favorite.
Bastion Booger is freaking awesome. Booger. It was kind of the inspiration for this episode. This is how it got me down the hole of people who eat obscene amounts of food.
That's a little peek behind the scenes.
Yeah.
How did he die?
He died at 53 of a massive, massive heart attack. He is gone.
Check this out.
Yeah.
Check my paperwork.
Yep.
However, physical appearance wasn't the only thing that made Terraire's body a wasteland of unfortunate conditions. He sweated profusely and was constantly surrounded by a malodorous stench. And after he ate, he smelled even worse. The sweat would flow from his pores, and his eyes and cheeks would grow bloodshot. He smelled so bad that animals would flee from his presence. But on the other hand, animals also may have fled from his presence just from knowing that Terraire was actually a dangerous predator who might gobble them up at any second.
Do you have any idea how much you must stink? You're in the 1700s in France, and you notably smell worse than everybody else. Oh, yeah. How? Like, I can't even... I've been on every Greyhound that this great country has provided us, and I can't even imagine the smell of that.
I think it technically makes you a cryptid.
Honestly, it could be. It could be.
Now, I'm no doctor, but it's
don't you fucking lie to me.
But going off of these descriptions, the most likely culprit for Terraire's condition was an extreme case of hyperthyroidism, which accelerates metabolism and therefore increases appetite and overloads the sweat glands, in addition to a whole bunch of other symptoms. And today, hyperthyroidism is treated with radioactive iodine, thyroid surgery, or common anti-thyroid medications.
Okay.
But back in 1788, Terraire was simply a curiosity to be exploited, and he was shit out of luck.
He should be lucky he had a job.
Yes, he did.
See, after feeding him live cats, snakes, and lizards just to see what kind of gross shit Terraire would eat,
I'll eat whatever.
Army doctors came up with a plan to see what Terraire was capable of.
Man, I just love this idea of them looking at this simple, huge man and like between, they didn't even have...
He's not even huge. He's like my size.
Yeah, he's
but
a
with
normal size
gigantic. Yeah.
But them because they didn't even have double-sided mirrors then. So they just are directly in front of him just being like, how do we use this freak for the army?
Yeah.
It's what they would do to the Greys.
Hey, man, I mean, if I am an imposing army and you just sent that man, you set him at a table full of food and you see this man consume all of that food, you have to assume everyone in that army can eat that much, which means that they're strong and bigger. I would immediately give up.
It seems to be actually opposite. They're very vulnerable because they get tired if they don't eat, and you just have to control the food lines. And you constantly pillage the food lines, and you starve them out.
Until they turn around, grab their ankles, open up their butt cheeks just with the power of their own anus and fart all over your military, and the next thing you know, they're all dead.
Hey, man, if they manage to beat me in battle, then they are the victor.
You know what I'm thinking about now? Adam Richman, the cheater from Man vs. Food.
That fucking cheater.
He cheated. Of course, the chicken wing stand.
Bullet-headed fuck.
The Buffalo Cantina challenge that I did 12
Scarf
Super Coup wings. He did
big
6
glass
suicide
fucking
wings.
dick nose.
I'm just so happy that you're aggressive for me towards this man. That's a really
Push
great
him
set
down.
of friendship.
I'm gonna beat the hell out of him with my feet.
I just want to have a person who has a little bit more ability to consume mass food, because I was watching the new Man versus Food. No problem with that guy. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he hasn't directly cheated us yet.
He hasn't cheated us yet. But they just can't win the food. You got to beat the food. They don't beat the food enough.
Not strong enough.
That's true.
Okay.
Well, someone in the French army got the bright idea that if Terraire can pretty much eat anything, then why not use that ability to the army's advantage?
Always R&D.
The scheme was to make Terraire eat a wooden box with military documents contained inside. Then have him travel through enemy territory with the box still rattling around inside and vomit it back up once he got to the intended recipient.
Okay, so tell me. So I'm going to take this food.
Yes, Spinning.
And I'm going to take the food and I'm going to put it in my belly.
You're gonna put the box that has the food in it in your belly, but
the box, this is all food.
Oh, I see the box. Yes, that's right. Yes, it is all food. That's right. Yeah.
I'm going to put the food in my belly.
Yeah.
So you say me don't make shit?
No, actually, you make a lot of shit. This is kind of one of the only problems of having you in the military.
No, me with the plan.
Oh no, you want to vomit that up.
Okay, front shit.
Yep, front shit.
Is there anything better than a summer evening outdoors? Enjoy your space to the fullest with new greenery from Fast Growing Trees. I love a big, thick bush. Fast Growing Trees is America's largest, most trusted online nursery, and they can send me a big, thick bush any time of the day. It arrives at work. It arrives at my car. I can pinpoint on a Google map where it is. Send me a big, thick, brown bush. And they send it immediately when they have it, because sometimes the shaver comes to town. I remember one time I ordered a cherry wood tree from Fast Growing Trees. And my God, I couldn't cut it down, no matter what my father told me to do. I had to lie to him about it. And next thing you know, I became the first president of the United States of America. And even you can become the first president of the United States of America with Fast Growing Trees. Right now, get up to half off select summer planting essentials, plus get an additional 20% off your first purchase with code LEFT at checkout. That's an additional 20% off at fastgrowingtrees.com with code LEFT at checkout. Offer is valid for a limited time only. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, I know what you're thinking. I like to go banking, but I don't want to give to these big old banks all the time that cater to the 1%. Well, go ahead and get yourself hooked up with Chime. It's banking built for you, not just those rich jerks. And they got thousands of fee-free ATMs because why pay to get your own money? Chime is working for you, man. You get your Chime card, you're going to get travel perks, you're going to get into airport lounges, you're going to get those chicken thighs. You know, every time I go to an airport lounge, I get chicken thighs. And you know what I say whenever I see a plate of chicken thighs? Give me more. Chime's going to get you those chicken thighs in these lounges, all right? Sure, they could serve other types of meat, but why would you when chicken thighs are so delicious? Chime is not just smarter banking, it's the most rewarding way to bank. Join the millions who are already banking fee-free today. Head to chime.com/left. That's chime.com/left. It only takes a few minutes to sign up. Chime is a fintech, not a bank. Banking services for Chime Card provided by Chime's bank partners. Optional products and services may have fees or charges. Stated cashback for Chime Prime only. No minimum balance required. For more information on travel perks, go to chime.com/disclosures.
It's obvious we love true crime, but it does make us feel a little paranoid about what's out there, as it should. And that's why it's so important to get a home security system that gives you peace of mind. With SimpliSafe, you can stop crimes before they even start using their AI-powered cameras to identify threats on your property and alert US-based live agents to take action. Like arriving in a helicopter in the night, coming down from the helicopter, zipping down and breaking through the windows with their big axes, and going through the house, ripping through the walls, finding the criminals. It's easy to do. SimpliSafe has been a game changer for us. And the best part, there's no long-term contract. We've used it since the very early days of SimpliSafe here at LPN, and it keeps us safe, doesn't it? It keeps all of our thoughts inside the building. Then there's the ones we let out because they have to go out because that's a part of it. But SimpliSafe keeps the other thoughts safe. And for that, we say thank you, SimpliSafe. And we want you to experience the same peace of mind as we, which is why we've partnered with SimpliSafe to offer an exclusive discount to all of our listeners. Right now, you can get 50% off your new system by visiting simplisafe.com/LPOTL. That's half off at simplisafe.com/LPOTL. There's no safe like SimpliSafe.
Well, this concept, the idea of turning Terrar into a spy, was taken so seriously that Terrar was asked to perform the feat in front of several top-ranking officers, which means that it is unlikely, yet possible, that he did this in front of Napoleon himself.
Incredible. Incredible. Just them all fucking having to sit in that room. Because you know it's a big pitch. They're like, we got this guy.
Oh, we've all been there.
And they've been thinking, you told us to think outside of the box. But guess what? This is what we're actually thinking inside the box.
Inside
in a way that is outside of the box. And they bring him in and him just like, hi, Mr. Big Hat. And him just like sitting with his head in his hands, just like, show me this.
But after Terrer was able to easily swallow and regurgitate the box, he was rewarded with a wheelbarrow full of raw bull's liver and lungs.
Wow.
Which he devoured on the spot, much to the disgust of the generals.
Wait, okay.
They paid him straight up. You know how hard it is as a freelancer to get an invoice filled?
Yeah, they paid him in raw cow lung. Like just lungs. They paid him in lungs. A wheelbarrow of lungs. And he was just and he was so happy.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, so in this case, like, it is sort of like no harm, no foul. He was happy.
Yeah.
This is what he wanted to do.
It's like it's like a dog sniffing bomb. Or like you've ever taken a little person and had them check out for landmines? They've been doing that for centuries.
I do like the idea of a dog sniffing bomb, like a bomb that only kills dogs. I don't like that idea.
That's incredibly sad.
That's bad.
Where did you get there? Yeah,
You said it wrong. You said dog sniffing bomb, and then I thought about a bomb sniffing around for dogs. But bombs aren't. They're not dogs.
Now, surprisingly, Terrer was made a spy after this demonstration. Somebody thought this is a fucking great idea.
Yeah.
But since Terrer was not what you would call a learned individual, he was never entrusted to deliver documents of any real import and seemed to have been installed simply to shut up whoever had the idea in the first place.
I love it's always been there. Bureaucratic bullshit is just fucking inescapable.
Just give Randy what he wants, or Randy's not going to shut the F up at this year's Christmas party.
As it turned out, the generals were right not to trust him. Terrer was sent through German territory disguised as a peasant, but spoke not a word of German, and was very quickly arrested by a patrol of German soldiers.
You know, they got a big bunch of guys with the big pointy sticks. They're right over there. And they're coming for you guys. You better watch it.
Well, you're about to be killed, Spinny.
Within 24 hours, Terrer confessed to everything. And that's the thing too, is that Terrer, he was told that he was carrying like top secret documents that could change the course of the war if they fell into German hands.
Oh my
and that's what he told the Germans. Like after 24 hours, like, boy, you're not gonna believe what I got.
Yeah, nope, right here. Keep
in your
his
stomach?
big belly right here.
Interesting.
I didn't know that Terrer was the Brendan Dassey of the French Revolution.
And so he was chained to a military outhouse until he finally produced the box.
Honestly, that is much. I thought they were just going to gut him.
Well,
yeah, they could have. But they're like, at some point, it's like, let's fucking cut him open. At some point, we're like, no. He's a performer. Let him do his job. He throws up for a living. They're like, incredible.
Yeah, tie him to the shit house until he throws up. That was the Germans' answer.
They literally tied him to a toilet until he threw up all the plants.
But the intelligence was low level and of little use. So Terrer was simply beaten and sent back to the French in disgrace.
They just let him go, and they just opened up the message. Be sure to drink your Ovaltine.
Oh my, this is an advertisement. That poor German soldier who had to pilfer through all the vomit and all the shit. It's like Double Dare, but who had a massive dookie fetish? I forget. But it's like if Double Dare wasn't full of green slime, but nothing but human shit.
Well, Lou Reed used to like women to take dumps on glass tables while he sat under the glass table and looked up at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like being in a hockey game.
If Lou Reed hosted Double Dare, that's really what it's about, instead of Mark Summers. Which, by
I don't
the
know
way,
if it was specifically about the shit or if it was about the degradation. I'm not sure. Lou Reed is a complicated guy.
He is complicated.
Yeah.
For
like
more
Avril
complicated
Lavigne.
guys, be sure to listen to No Dogs in Space. For many more stories about complicated musicians.
Speaking of complicated, Mark Summers is actually very OCD. He did not like being dirty, but yet he did host Double Dare. So think about that.
It's all about the job that shows up.
Yes, it is.
Now, following his brief and ignoble career as a spy, Terrer returned to the military doctors to try and find a cure for his gluttony. Everything from tobacco pills to sour wine to opium to huge quantities of soft-boiled eggs were tried, but nothing worked.
Well, why wouldn't like actual food, like soft-boiled eggs? Okay, we're getting there. It just seems like a normal food, kind of.
I don't know why they tried it. They must have had some other medicinal idea of what they thought it could do, but they just tried to fill him up. Yeah. But he just kept being like, thank you.
Yeah.
Every time they would bring him new medication, he'd be like, oh, this is a good lunch, but I'm actually looking for a little bit more than this.
So does his body have the ability to sort of like abstract certain minerals from things that most people don't? Because how is he getting any nutrition?
I don't know. You can live in a state of malnutrition for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not getting any sort of nutrition really from any of this stuff.
So these rock eaters don't have something in their body where it's like, we just happen to be able to get these minerals out that normal people can't?
No, it's not that, but some of these people do have, like there was a guy, another French guy that actually just died in like the mid 2000s. I can't quite remember his name, but his stomach, like he was actually able to eat entire like shopping carts. He actually ate an entire Cessna airplane piece by piece. They found that his stomach his stomach acid was so insanely strong, and his stomach was coated in this. He was essentially like a fucking X-Man.
Yeah, he's a
where he could, where anything that he put into his body would be completely dissolved. But if he tried eating any soft foods like cheese or anything like that, it would make him insanely sick.
Oh, that's
so he had to eat planes.
That sucks.
Well, meanwhile, Terrer was sneaking out every night to the dark back alleys of Paris to devour whatever dead animals he could find. When he couldn't make it off the grounds of the hospital, he'd sneak to the beds of patients who were in the midst of bloodletting and drink their fluids.
Good fucking Lord, dude. He was so hungry, he would go and drink human blood.
It's a little nefarious at this point.
I don't know, though, but he's still just like, I'm just hungry, and anything smells good to me because everything did. Like, that's the difference. If you have polyphagia, it's not like a willful... You're not choosing to eat the things that you eat a lot of times because you are wanting to. You look at stuff that is not edible, and you have the same reaction like I have to the meat accounts I follow on Instagram.
Of course. So the cat cuisine shows him.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know for sure, but some people think that polyphagia, specifically among the people who seek out like the most disgusting things, it is a brain disorder, sometimes caused by like a head injury, where it's just the hunger set. The thing in the brain that tells you what to eat, what not to eat, and tells you when to be hungry and when not to be hungry, it just breaks.
It's all jacked up.
Yeah, and everything just gets all fucked up.
Okay. Yeah, and you can't fix it with a wrench or anything. No, all that shit. Just all jacked up and stupid.
Maybe get behind the horse again, get kicked again, and then you'll be normal.
You're the Randy Quaid medicine.
Yep.
Well, more than once, Terrer was even kicked out of the morgue for taking liberties with the corpses. And some doctors wanted him committed. But there was one doctor named Professor Percy who had grown attached and swore he could cure Terrer if only they gave him a chance.
He needed help.
I guess.
That all came to an end, however, when a 14-month-old infant suddenly disappeared from its hospital bed.
Uh-oh.
And although there was no proof, everyone assumed that Terrer ate the baby. So he was kicked out onto the streets once again.
I mean, number one, where was Terrer when the baby went missing? I'd like to see a little bit of an alibi from Terrer, but the problem with alibis with Terrer is a lot of times he considers a chair a Ferris wheel just because he kicks his feet up in it. You know what I mean? Like Terrer he's got a whole shifted sensibilities, and yeah, to us, he saw that baby and he thought like it was making goo goo gagas, like maybe it was like asking him to eat it or being like, I'm edible. And it also was noticeable that he was wearing the baby's bonnet when he was found.
Well, I'm just impressed the baby can talk. Also, you know what? I already know we're going to get a response. Be like, I can't believe you didn't make a fat bastard joke from getting my belly. But we're not going to do that.
We're not going to do that.
The fans can do that. You say get in my belly, and then you make the joke, and then you get it.
That's
you're
your
part
bit.
of the show.
You added to the show for yourself.
Thank you. And what a great joke you had in your car, or in your living room, or in your kitchen, staring at your cat, perhaps.
Again, remember that is get in my belly.
Fat bastard.
Austin Powers too.
Well, Terrer disappeared from history for a period of 4 years, but came back into the life of Professor Percy through a surgeon named Monsieur Tessier, who had come across Terrer in one of his wards. Terrer had requested the presence of Professor Percy specifically because Terrer claimed that he'd swallowed a golden fork 2 years previous after he stole it, and he believed that the utensil had lodged itself in his intestinal canal.
I can't seem to get it out of my wallet.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, probably swallowing a fork might be. Maybe that might be the worst thing to swallow.
Especially if you don't do it the long way.
I don't even know. I don't think there's any way to do it.
To swallow a fork safely?
Yeah. And keep it in. I mean, maybe you can regurgitate it very quickly.
It takes somebody special. It takes somebody with a certain set of skills, and it takes somebody with the want and the drive to shoot for the fucking ring. Dude.
I'm actually sure we could find it on YouTube right now if we just searched it, but we won't do that.
No.
Well, once Professor Percy examined Terrer, he found that his former pet project was suffering from intestinal tuberculosis.
Oh.
And a month later, Terrer died amidst a continuous stream of pus-covered diarrhea.
But I tell you what, he died happy because they kept telling him. They said, "Don't worry, Terrer. This is just you're making silly string."
His poopy had pus on it. How does that even work?
Yeah, man,
that's disgusting.
And what are you gonna do?
No,
diarrhea
don't
and
eat the
pus.
fork. Don't eat the gas.
At least the diarrhea wasn't lonely.
The interesting thing is that no fork was found.
Oh, so he shat the freaking fork at some point and didn't even notice it.
I mean, it might have still been in there.
Oh, what a way to freaking die. A bunch of pus and shit probably took a week before he dehydrated and died.
But he died, just going, bye-bye, doctor.
I don't know.
Bye-bye, doctor. I hope they have lamb dick in heaven.
It's like, I mean, this is the closest thing to getting a sitcom canceled in the 1700s. When this dude dies, they're like, no, I guess we have to get a new show.
Now we got to recast Terrer?
Oh, this would be difficult.
Well, it was said that Terrer's body putrefied uncommonly quickly, and even the surgeons at the hospital who dealt with rotting corpses every day refused to dissect it.
That's actually, they should have dissected it.
It's sad.
Hey, Marcus, you're okay, we'll get into it, but you would have been, what do you think, Marcus? Out of all three of us,
yeah,
I'm interested. I don't want to do it.
I'll see it.
Yeah,
I'll be in the room.
I can deal with smells. I can deal with corpse smell. I've dealt with it plenty in my life.
Because I would actually.
Why? No, shut up, Kissel. Why? What do you mean you've dealt with corpse smell many times?
Well, I don't want to incriminate.
No, we're talking about it right now.
I grew up in rural Texas. There's a ranch life. There's dead animals fucking everywhere. You got to move them. You can't just leave them there to fucking rot. And sometimes that's the other thing too. That's a lesson that you got to learn. The lesson you got to learn is that you can't just leave an animal to rot because a mouse dies in your fucking wall. You can just kind of wait that out because that smells for a few days and then
turns
it's fine.
to rocks.
It turns to rocks.
Sure,
but when you have
works.
when you have like a big fucking animal, like a deer or a hog or a dog or something
a ranch
like that,
hand
or a coyote, something, whatever. Yeah, that's gonna start. That smell will go through walls. It will pervade your every existence, your entire being, and then you learn pretty quickly that you got to dispose of these things.
How long do you think it would take? Let's say a nice, beautiful 16-point buck. How long do you think it would take for it to decay, and how much would it smell for how long?
Oh, God, I have no idea.
Yeah, why are you hitting him with all these fucking state questions?
What do you mean? He just said, you
just
ran into a dead animal. I grew up in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, and I never once ran into a dead animal.
I grew up in Queens, New York, and guess what? Sometimes the bodies were on the streets, but they were just out there. They were just trying to live their dreams. New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
I want an answer.
I mean, it's going to start smelling after a day or two.
And then how long does the smell last?
Oh, it's going to last a while because its belly's going to puff up. It depends on if the belly gets, all the gases, if it gets lanced. If it gets lanced, then all the smell's going to come out even worse. But, eventually it's going to putrefy. That's going to take a couple of weeks. It's going to take a long fucking time.
From now on, Marcus, you know what you are? The stink professor.
Professor Smells?
You're Professor Smells.
Wonderful.
Did you ever cut open one of those animals and sleep inside of it?
No. I never cut open the horse.
Yeah, he's not I think it's Inuit now.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. Well, one person had the courage to dissect Terrer's body. That was Monsieur Tessier. When he looked inside Terrer, the rotting entrails were bathing in pus, and the stomach filled the majority of the abdominal cavity.
Fascinating. Look how big it is. It's wonderful.
His gullet was uncommonly wide, and when his huge jaws were opened, the surgeons could see a broad canal leading all the way down to the stomach. Or so they said.
A sarcophagus well that went down to his stomach. Oof.
Now, Terrer was not the only one of these men to exist in France during this time period, and he wasn't even the grossest one. That distinction belongs to Antoine Langoulet, who was committed to an asylum for the criminally insane in 1825. Langoulet had an appetite specifically for the most disgusting of objects, spending nights filling his pockets with offal scoured from the gutters of Paris, searching for that perfect piece of putrid, fly-covered beef.
Wait a second. What's it called? It's called offal? The name of the...
Offal. No, it's intestines, livers, offal. Yeah.
But I will say, it's weird that they have a natural inclination towards offal, because offal is also the most nutritious meat in an animal. Like yes, the livers and the kidneys and the lungs, they provide the most nutrients, which is why, like, when you hunt, when you're out there, I've watched a lot of the show Alone. When you're out there and you want to eat the guts first, because they can make you last for much longer, because that's how you get your iron, because it's what they absorb, and then you eat.
But wouldn't it also be full of all the problems, all the toxins and things like that?
You gotta cook it.
You gotta cook it. Interesting.
Yeah, but wouldn't that just be like kidneys and liver? But I don't think intestines has that. Isn't intestines full of horrible juices and poopy?
You got to clear the poopy out. You got to clear out the poopy, and you got to make it. You got to boil them. Because I was watching one thing, you got to boil them until they're tough cords. But normally, because intestines are normally eaten in the form of tripe. Like if you go to, like that's
menudo.
all. That's intestinal matter that you spike. But honestly, it's filled with nutrition. But I'm not a big thing on tripe because I don't like the texture of tripe.
Did you call it menudo, like the boy band?
Just like
that's what menudo is. Menudo is tripe soup.
So they were going to be called tripe, perhaps, but then they were like, no, let's go with tripe or menudo, and they're like, menudo sounds better.
They literally were. They should have been called shit tube stew. That is what menudo means.
Langoulet even made friends with the men in charge of rendering the corpses of horses who'd fallen dead in the streets, and Langoulet was sometimes allowed to feed on the raw meat of the sickest and oldest horses, making sure to seek out the most inflamed tissues most altered by disease.
Is there any, so let's just say we're all run a farm and I'm the one who does all the sleeping. What would the benefit of this person be? Is there any benefit to get the dude who can eat all this crap out? Is there any skill that this man is providing?
He is literally the jester for the men whose only jobs are to clean dead horse corpses off the streets of London. Like, that's their only job, is to just remove the corpses in Paris, wherever the fuck this is. They fucking did. That's all they do. And they would see him, they were like, this one is a special one. You got yourself a bit of grimy for you, boy. And they would all laugh as this fucking serial killer man would eat all of this infested meat.
So it's like a Jeff Dunham, Larry the Cable Guy type. He has it's a very working class audience, perhaps. Okay, I see.
Well, horses apparently weren't enough for Antoine Langoulet. Eventually, he began robbing graves, hopping over the cemetery gates under the cover of night with a shovel, a mallet, and a sledgehammer. Using these tools, he'd dig up and break open the coffins of the recently buried to feed on the intestines before leaving the graves unearthed, half-eaten, and open for all the world to see.
This is how people began to think vampires were real.
So I guess an intestine right after somebody dies, you do defecate, right? So perhaps it's a little cleaner, I guess.
Perhaps.
I'm just trying not, because I don't want to see him taking it like it's Go-Gurt, but instead of yogurt, it's full of shit, and instead of plastic, it's the human intestine, and just sliding it into his mouth. I can't think of that.
Why not? But you should think of that. That's what he did. That's what he liked. He liked it. To him, that was a positive. Everything that you said was a thing that he was hoping he'd get.
Okay. All right. Different strokes.
Yeah, you're judging him.
How dare you? And if I'm dead in the grave, if you all of a sudden feel, if you want to eat my intestines, you go at it. You can eat the whole damn thing.
I'll take your word for that.
Please.
Now, at first, the locals thought that grave robbers were at work merely stealing valuables from corpses. But after a doctor examined one of the bodies, he deduced that there was an actual ghoul on the loose. In the true sense of the word ghoul. Because that's what a ghoul is. A ghoul is it's a creature that breaks into graves and eats the dead.
Ooh, cool. I thought it was someone who pops out of a toilet like a ghoulie.
That's Chuck Berry.
Finally, after months of discovering partially eaten corpses, a caretaker saw Langoulet pull the body of a young girl from her grave, and the caretaker gave chase. But Langoulet, even while carrying the body, was able to escape.
Oh my God.
Now, he might have gotten away with it that time, had a piece of women's clothing not been left behind just outside of Langoulet's door, which had fallen off of the corpse as he was taking the body over the threshold.
This is like when you finally get that detective game and you're like, I'm just going to play it on easy. And then it's just like, well, there's a bunch of, that seems to be the victim's scarf right outside of the killer's house.
When the police burst in, they found Antoine Langoulet calmly dining on the corpse, and he was swiftly arrested. Now, Langoulet was almost certainly a serial killer in training, quite possibly something even worse than Albert Fish, especially when you consider his later admissions. He was by all appearances a sensible and rational man, but he readily admitted that he'd always wanted specifically to eat the bodies of young children, but had not yet been able to summon the courage to kill them.
Honestly, currently right now, I just don't have the bandwidth
to
consume all of these young children. I just have so many things going on. I have so many production lines going on that I just feel like I just need to take a step back. I need to take some me time. And honestly, the time I normally spend eating the bodies of young children, I've been doing a lot of self-care.
That's absolutely wonderful. You do have a lot of pots in the old kettle there. Wait, what, pots in the fire? Either way, what I'm saying is you're
Irons
freaking
in the
busy.
fire.
Irons in the fire.
Either way, am I free to go? Am I free to go?
You are. You can get out of here. Stay away from my granddaughter. Thanks.
Based on this statement, along with the evidence presented, Langoulet was locked away in the asylum forever.
Oh, so I'm going bye-bye?
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Okay, I'll go bye-bye.
Now, Terrer, Langoulet, and Damery all shared more than just French nationality. Firstly, all three could eat enormous amounts of food, yet they never purged, nor did they ever gain weight, nor did they have abnormally large fecal, what would you call it?
Shits.
Yeah, shits. I guess you say, yeah, I was trying to
be a
put
doctor?
it. I was trying to put it in the doc.
Yeah,
Professor Smells was trying to say, fecal emissions.
Yeah, dookies.
Yeah. I think so. Just unedible sausage.
Soft rocks.
Yeah.
Well, their bodies just burned all of it up. Their metabolism was running at an insane rate. They preferred raw, rotten meat to cooked meals, and both Terrer and Damery sweated profusely, particularly after a feast, and both were surrounded by a constant nauseating odor. And all of this, again, points to hyperthyroidism.
That's how our buddy Eric Bergstrom found out he had cancer, is that he started to sweat so much while he was sleeping that it would sop his mattress.
Oh, well, you were sleeping. You found out you have cancer. The sequel. While you were sleeping.
Our last polyphagist today, however, had none of that and actually seemed to be quite the gentleman. He was yet another Frenchman, and although his birth name was Louis Claude Dallaire, he went by the stage name of Mac Norton.
Yep. Mac Norton.
Mac Norton.
I'm just a man who likes to sit in a chair and I like to eat.
Okay.
I pay my taxes and I eat chickens whole.
Yeah, absolutely. Love the letter you wrote to Nancy Pelosi, Mac.
One of Norton's acts was his ability to swallow large amounts of water until his belly was fully distended. Then he would vomit it out in a steady stream across the stage through a series of hoops into a spittoon without spilling a drop.
I'm actually here for it. That's awesome.
These are real skills. Like, we don't have skills. That is a real ability.
That really is. That's impressive.
But Mac's headline trick was what he called the human aquarium. After rapidly drinking large amounts of water, Norton would swallow goldfish and frogs. Then, to the delight of the audience, vomit the animals out one by one until they were transferred from his stomach to a glass bowl where they would swim around, still alive.
Sign me up for him. That guy, we're gonna be fucking opening for a guy like that.
Hopefully opening for him if we can make it.
And Mac Norton, ever the showman, bragged that in his 40-year career in show business, he never once lost a pet, making him an exceedingly rare example in the world of polyphagia.
Wow.
You imagine being reverse abducted like that. If you're a frog, you get sentenced in like the movie Interstellar or Interscope or whatever.
Yeah, Inner Space.
When you get sucked into
Yeah.
Just what a night, what a day for a frog.
But honestly, it's like that. What's it? The Magic School Bus.
kind of like that.
Kind of cute.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that he didn't hurt anyone. And yes, again, we would be front and center. Although for a fact we would be like, this isn't as hardcore as it used to be.
Yeah, it'd be like,
I remember they
Marcus
used to
told
eat-
me an old story. What a great story. What a fun little romp in the world of eating too much.
In our world, this was a light episode because, again, no castration, no anything bad about anything with people and cult leaders. And so this was a really nice breath of fresh, stinky French air.
Yeah, and we have some big topics coming up. We're kind of revving up to our one big topic that we're going to do soon, which is a redo of an old classic, which I'm really, really excited for.
9/11.
I can't wait. I can't fucking wait to relive it again.
Nah, we're waiting until September for that one. Who's ready for the 20 year? Who's ready for the 20 year?
Oh, my God. And it's going to be
20
called Big If True.
Oh, I can't wait.
Did it happen?
But nowadays we have 9/11 a day. Isn't that fun? But what we're gonna do some fun little mini topics right up to it. I believe we're gonna have an alien in there, but I'm not quite certain. We're gonna have some UFOs in there. But the next big announcement is that again, we're trying to get you high as fuck.
Yay.
If you're in the California area, we're putting out a survey on all of the social bullshits. Fill it out. Tell us where you buy weed because we want to put our vape where you put your mouth.
Unless you still buy weed from your friend Tim. Don't tell us that.
Also, at the same time,
because we need to get we need dispensaries. We're
we
talking
can get some
dispensaries.
to Tim.
We
You know
can
what I mean?
get some for Tim, but if you still just go to your buddy who you kind of have to hang out with, you're like, Tim's got some good weed. I like to get it from there.
But honestly,
we can't use that information.
If Tim wants to come into the store, buy them all out, and then sell them like piece by piece.
At a markup?
No, I don't know what Tim's going to do.
PS5. That's what angered Marcus so
I don't
much.
know what Tim's going to do.
That's why Marcus doesn't have his PS5.
But I don't necessarily need that to happen.
You can go to Ben Kissel 1 on my Instagram. I'm going to post a little picture that Maddie made. Thank you so much, Maddie. You're the greatest. And yes, so let us know what dispensaries you like to go to in California. That's the whole state we're talking, not just Los Angeles. And we have some weed coming and some weed vape.
We got
have
all new
Neely.
merch. We got some merch. So Let's Podcast merch.
That's right.
And we actually did have a real call about live shows.
Shh, don't even jinx it. Don't even jinx it.
It's hesitant.
Don't even jinx it.
But we had a real call about it, and oh my god, we're so close.
It's
We're
possible,
so fucking close.
folks.
You can kind of feel it. You can kind of maybe feel it.
Well, it is
We might be able to
possible.
leave.
We are getting through.
I already lied to the doctor, and I told them I'm 75 years old. And he said, "Sir, we have your records." And I was like, "Man,
You're going to lie to get the vaccine, and someone's going to die. You're going to kill somebody.
Let's just be frank. I need it more.
Well, I can't wait, guys. We cannot wait. It sounds like guys and gals, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Fucking horseshit.
It looks like late the second half of 2021. I think will be a really
let's say last fourth.
Well, we're in the fourth quarter now. We're gonna get through this. This is when we got to win the game. We got to win the game in the fourth quarter.
Oh, I just
You
feel
gotta
the
play
pressure.
hard,
I
baby.
feel like
You
that's
gotta
why
play
I
hard.
left sports as a boy because I couldn't handle the pressure.
Yeah, it's good to have a little pressure.
But listen to all the shows.
Yep, listen to all the shows. Abel Against Top Hat. We had a great episode this week. Obviously, every week there's a great episode, but I know we got a lot of new listeners, so thank you so much for that.
A lot of shit. No dogs
that's
in
what
space.
happens. You know, people said, "Oh, Civil War. Oh, that's not good." But then Travis and I were like, "This is great content."
That's so sad.
Thank you for that content, you fascist fucking assholes.
Oh, that's so sad. No Dogs in Space. Again, remember, it's not just a punk podcast. They're going to do other genres of music as well.
It's music.
It's music. It's a music podcast. They're going to do other genres. They're going to get into it. It's going to be fun. You're going to see.
This is like the first season. I mean, even though we do, like, say in the very beginning of the show, and within the first 2-3 minutes that this is our season on punk, and we're going to be doing 10 bands that are like the bands that we want to cover in punk. We will. The season 1 is wrapping up right now. We just started a first of a 2-part episode, our first of 2 parts on the Screamers, which I know you probably haven't heard of the Screamers, but they're a fucking fantastic band.
I love that song.
Right there.
They're really fucking cool. It's a very, very interesting story, and it's a cool way to finally tell a little bit of the story of the Los Angeles scene.
The next person you should cover, the next band you should cover, if you want a great audience reaction, Brad Paisley.
Dude,
Paisley audience.
I've been saying it.
They're going to be super
Foghat,
sweet.
man.
They're going to be like, "Thank you, bro." Foghat. They're going to be like, "Thank you, bro."
Dude, Marcus, Little River Band.
Little River Band.
Not bad. But then we'll do Marshall Tucker after that.
Marshall Tucker. That fan base will just be
You're
like,
acting
"Well,
like
thank you
that's a
so
bit."
much. Thank you so much for I'm just happy that somebody's covering the music that I love."
Song.
There you go.
Heard it in a love song.
Then we can do Alabama. Then we can do Oak Ridge Boys. Man, we'll go all across.
Charlie Daniels, man.
Southern Star,
we'll go through my
baby.
parents' entire 8-track collection.
Your parents.
You're contemporaries. Yeah. You're a co-business owners.
No, it is very sad. Every time I meet with somebody's parents, we always bond over our love of just obscure, nonsensical, white
It's not obscure
Batman
music. It's literally mainstream 70s country rock. That's what we like.
I just named a bunch of seriously 8 tracks my parents had in their fucking Jeep Scout.
Each one.
That they listened to in their Jeep Scout.
I'll listen to a whole
that's so
episode on
cute.
each one of them.
And Marcus, we made you to this song. Sweet home Alabama. I called your mother's vagina Alabama.
Don't do this.
All
to
right.
fucking
I didn't
Marcus.
do that.
Why
I'm
did
not,
you do
I'm not
this?
even trying to do that. I'm not talking about. I'm separating the two.
Check out Wizard and the Bruiser in page 7 and so many other shows in LPN.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. We're going to get through everything together as we always do. Hail yourself.
Hail Satan.
Oh, hell, Gee.
Magustalations, everybody.
Hail me.
Indeed. And if you see a rock, let it be.
I mean, you could eat it if you want, if you can, but try a small rock first.
Yeah, see if you like it.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.
You wouldn't take financial advice from a 72 hours in a single day alpha influencer, would you? Same goes if you're in a car accident or any accident. Who you choose matters. That's why Morgan & Morgan exists. They're the largest injury law firm in America, and they've built a reputation by actually winning cases, not just talking about it. Over 1,000 lawyers across all 50 states and $30 billion recovered. Injured? Go to forthepeople.com/podcast. That's forthepeople.com/podcast.
Hi, listeners. Marcus, Ed, and Henry here. It's a little bit of an announcement.
You loving all the episodes of Last Podcast on the Left lately? Well, listen, now you can get even more from us.
Squeeze it out of us. If you want to hear new episodes ad-free and unlock access to Last Podcast on the Left 7 days early, subscribe to SiriusXM Podcast Plus on Apple Podcasts or visit SiriusXM.com/Podcast Plus to start your free trial today. Do it.